Hey Pisces, it's your girl D with 8th house energy here to bring you a different type of reading here. This is going to be for Mercury retrograde. This is the February-March 2020 retrograde where Mercury is in retrograde in your first house. So this is all about your personality. This is all about your values. Well, actually, how you presently see yourself and how others see you. Okay. Your early environmental influences. It always talks about. It also talks about your physical appearance. Your self-awareness. Okay. So Mercury retrograde is in this house right now. So for you, that energy is all about processing that, looking at how you see yourself. Deciding on if what it is that you see is what it is that you want to see. All right. And this may talk about you making changes. Okay. You are a super intuitive sign. You are one of the most intuitive signs in the zodiac. And I wanted to do a reading for all of the other signs because they're going to be feeling some of the things that you probably deal with on a regular basis, And so with Mercury in retrograde here, there's going to be a lot of energy going on. And during a Mercury retrograde, it's recommended that new projects are not started. You don't start any new projects. You don't start anything new. Mercury retrograde is a time of reflection. So this would be a good time for you to sit back, look at past, situations that come up with this energy for you, and look at how you handled them, and look at how it made you feel, and look at, if you want to, bring closure to the situation by saying, okay, I'm going to let this go. This no longer serves me. Or if there's a situation where you feel like you want to reach out to someone and communicate. During these retrograde energies, there's a video that I did on Mercury retrograde for this particular series that I'm doing. It's going to be attached at the end of this video. You may want to check that out first. You may want to just fast forward this video to the end and look at that Mercury retrograde video and then come back and check this out. Or you can watch this video first, but check that video out because that may help to clarify some things that go on in the reading that I talk about here, okay? Especially if you want to learn more about the Mercury retrograde and how it's going to affect people. So we're going to look at 3 areas of your life in reference to these energies here. All right, and how they may affect you at this time. So we're going to look at areas of love. We're going to look at areas of prosperity and what would help you to be prosperous. And we're going to look at areas of protection and how you can protect yourself from, being disillusioned by others. Because this is, or you disillusioning other people. For some of you, this is a time of karma. So past karma is coming back, and it's not going to be so good for people. People are going to be trying to cope by, maybe tapping into different poisons. So there's escapism that's involved with these types of energies, especially when you're dealing with circumstances that are really trying for you. Now, this reading is going to help a lot of people because a lot of people's intuitive and psychic abilities are going to be heightened, especially Cancer, Scorpios, and Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascending, and Venus. Okay, for any of those signs, those water signs, you're going to be extremely intuitive. You're going to be picking up a lot of energy. You're going to be doing a lot of dreaming. So it's very important that, for the process of you clearing out old things that no longer serve you, that if something comes up to your mind, this Mercury retrograde process is going to last for all of February and March. If something comes to your mind more than a few times during this time, that is Mercury retrograde's way of saying, hey, this is something you need to look at. You need to process this. You need to either get rid of it or you need to see if you can, reconnect and reestablish, something with this. Okay. So with all the illusionary energies that are going to be going on, all the glamoring energies, which are energies that are all about making something more than what it is or making something little smaller than what it is, just not looking at it from a truthful perspective, could be embellishing or, just plain out lying. People lie. Okay, pretending that what's there, what isn't, with the illusions, creating illusions. This is all about the creative imagination too. So you may get some people telling you some weird stories, some real weird stories, wanting you to believe what they talking about. Okay, this is the energy that's ripe for that. You got to be careful of those talkers. Okay, especially with Mercury in retrograde. Mercury is about communication. So people gonna be running around here saying all kinds of things that are not true. They could be lying to people, telling people, hey, I miss you. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Let's get back together. And if you don't understand these energies and you hop in the sack with this person, by the time these energies clear the first week of April, you may see this person totally different. They may see you totally different. And you may look at this like, why did I waste my time? Or you may have a broken heart because this person may feel like, why did they waste their time with you? So with these energies, the retrograde energies are all about sitting back and reflecting, sitting back and tying up loose ends, not starting anything new. Okay, if you've accomplished the goal, instead of you going to the next goal, when Mercury retrograde comes around, that's the universe's way of telling you, just be chill for a minute, enjoy the fruits of your labor, stop and smell the roses, meditate, reflect, get rid of what no longer serves you, so that when moving forward, you'll be able to go and you won't have any blockages holding you back. All right. So this is what this reading is all about. So Pisces, there's an overall energy for the three areas that we're going to look at. And it says it's no place like home. And it's interesting that it says it's no place like home for you, because Mercury retrograde is in your first house. It's at your house right now. Okay. So we got the number 5, 0. 5 plus 0 is 5, with the number 5 being the Hierophant. Okay, this could talk about spirituality. Okay, so let's see what the number 5, where it says no place like home, is talking about. So, I'm looking am I looking at the right book? Hold on. Oh, number 50. I'm like looking at number 5, like, wait a minute, that's not that. Okay, let's get it together. All right, here we go. So, no place like home. All right, Pisces. So, here's the card here. And it says, authenticity, coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. I love this. I love this. This is tapping into and being you, being a creative, mystical you, when it talks about the 5, the major arcana, the Hierophant, this is about tradition, doing something that's traditional to you, something that is a ritual for you. All right. Something that is unique for you. So accepting you for who you are. Beautiful energy. Now it says the home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create. A place that is known and you can call yours. This card signals, hold on. This card signals the ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin, beginning to solidify as you claim your dignity and integrity. Aspects of yourself no one can take away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high, yet with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeking through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here, in the house of your spirit and spirit. This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. So let's talk about how these energies will affect you in reference to love. So lovers, friends, and companion animals are at home in your life right now. You are in sync and full of love, and you can be secure in knowing that it is reciprocal. Relationships elicit a sense of emotional safety, comfort, and the best aspects of familiarity right now. Be home in your relationship. Together, you add to the love of the world. All right, so this is for some of you who are in a relationship. For some of you, you've met someone who feels like home to you. All right, and that's beautiful, beautiful energy. So the universe is just reinforcing that, that if this is what you're feeling and that's resonating with you, then this is the time for you to just sit back and enjoy your relationships, enjoy your connections with your loved ones and your friends. So this might be a good time for you to go out, grab your friends, do some things that are socially appealing to you all. Take some time, like I said, stop and smell the roses, do some things that are very relaxing and soothing to you, that are comfortable, that you're comfortable with. Some of these activities could be by yourself. Okay? Just honoring yourself and who you are. Now, for some of you, I have the King of Cups in reverse and I have the Four of Cups. The King of Cups represents the past. Okay? For some of you, you may have been emotionally unbalanced, maybe because of past relationships or past situations that happened to you. Okay, with the King of Cups in reverse. This could also talk to abusive relationships, emotional manipulation. Some of you were in these situations and it really put you in a place where you were afraid to connect emotionally with people. All right, and it brought you out of your element because you are all about love. You are a water sign. You are about emotion. You're about love. Okay, and when you run into people who take advantage of that, it throws you off of your element. It throws you off kilter. But for some of you, you've gotten back in tune with yourself. All right, and we know that's true because the current energy is the Four of Cups energy. All right, so we know that that type of energy was unfulfilling to you. It did not put you in a position where it was something that you wanted. Okay, it made you feel unloved. It made you feel abandoned. And now you're in a relationship with someone, who makes you feel loved, who makes you feel like where you are with them is at home. Okay? And this is the peace that you're feeling right now. All right? So some of you were feeling unfulfilled in a relationship, you got out of it, and now you're feeling at home with yourself. Okay? So that's a beautiful thing. Some of you got out of a past relationship and now you're in a new one, and this one feels like home. For others of you, we have the Three of Pentacles in the past, and the current energy is the Three of Swords. So in the past, a lot of you were working, or with this love relationship here, you were involved with someone who may have had someone else. You might have been dealing with someone who was married, unbeknownst to you, or maybe you did know, or maybe you were someone who was married and you were, dealing with someone outside of your home, outside of your relationship. The current energy now is the Three of Swords energy. So for a lot of you, this was you dealing with someone who maybe was in a relationship with someone else. And again, a lot of you now are in a relationship and this is a place that you're feeling comfortable at. Some of you realize that relationship was no good for you and it was something that compromised who you were as an individual. And so you didn't like that place. And so once you left that with the Three of Swords energy, you decided to come home to yourself and to treat yourself better and realize that you deserve better. Okay? Because you realize that once you treat yourself better, the universe will send you better. Okay? The universe is going to send you what you're radiating. All right? And a lot of you had to realize that. So, and then also with the love situation here, we have the Eight of Pentacles in the past, and the current situation is the Fool. So some of you in the past, in reference to love, you weren't putting any work in. Or maybe the person that you were dealing with wasn't putting any work in. Perhaps this situation was, it needed a lot of work. There was a relationship that maybe there was too much. You were doing too much. Okay. Maybe there was a lack of interest or concentration. Okay. And so that person didn't appreciate you. Okay. And so you had to step out and show yourself love and come home to you. And be more supportive and loving to you. And that meant dropping that relationship. So with the current energy, we have the Fool. So now once you drop that energy, you are able to move on to something new, something that's better for you. So for a lot of you, I'm getting this is all about self-love here, as far as the love is concerned. A lot of you, you're in relationships as well, but you had to come home to yourself. You were in a place that wasn't for you, that was not traditional to you, with that 5 there being, representing the Hierophant energy. So, you were in relationships that were not traditional. Some of you were in relationships that had to do with third party entities. You were involved with people who were married. You were in relationships that were not healthy for you. Some of you experimented with all kinds of sexual relationships, whether it was heterosexual, homosexual, or what have you, just for experimenting because you had to find out who you were and what was important to you. And so as a result of those experiences, you may be reminiscing about them now because they may come to the forefront now with this Mercury energy. And as a result, you're being at home with yourself and who you are and what's important to you, no matter what your lifestyle is, no matter what other people have to say about it. It's all about how you feel about you. Beautiful energy. Let's talk about the prosperity message here. So it says, when you act in an authentic way, you command the world to reflect back to you exactly what is in your highest good. I just said that. Perfect. So your business choices, the investments you make, and the creative projects you immerse yourself in are powerful and they're on point. Do you want to know why? Because when you are fully yourself, radically accepting everything in your journey to date, both successes and failures, you will see that the divinity in all things. Abundance is a natural progression when you experience this kind of authenticity. Beautiful energy. So, okay. So now that you are accepting of who you are, your authentic self, you're at home with yourself, you're comfortable with who you are, this energy is going to begin to show in your life in the form of prosperity. So for some of you, we have in the past the 10 of Pentacles, and then current energy is 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So in the past, you were financially successful, but a lot of you may have been giving your money to others, to people who are not, treating you well. You may have been in relationships where you were in a successful financial relationship. You guys were financially happy, but as far as your spirit and your soul, you were not. So with the current energy being the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, you realize with this current energy, or you will begin to realize, that no matter how much financial security you had or prosperity you had in that relationship, that you were poor in terms of how you felt about yourself and the importance of putting yourself first. Some of you realize that. So now what you're doing is you're leaving this situation. You're leaving this situation behind for something that is more at home with you. Not that you don't deserve financial wealth and abundance, but everything has a price. Okay? And you're not willing to pay the price for your soul in a relationship that's not advantageous to you. You're not willing to do that anymore. That's what I'm getting for some of you. And as a result, that's going to unblock any negative energies towards you being prosperous in life, because you are looking at yourself in a manner in which you're doing things the true way that's true to you. Okay, being authentic. Now, for others of you, I have the 4 of Pentacles in the past, and I have the Queen of Swords in the current energy. So in the past, for some of you with the 4 of Wands, you wanted to relocate it when it came to business. Maybe you wanted to move. Okay, maybe there were some disagreements and arguments in the workplace in reference to the different stages that you wanted to take things to. All right. But the current energy right now is you looking at things from a logical perspective. Maybe you were looking at things in the past with the wands. You were just taking action. You weren't really thinking, because this is what you wanted to do. But the reality of things is that no matter where you are, as long as you're at home with yourself and your authenticity, you are currently at home everywhere you go, anywhere you go. So you're accepting that truth now with the Queen of Swords energy. You're looking in the mirror and accepting you for who you are. Authenticity. And you see how her face is missing? It's like, who are you? Okay? Be truthful to yourself. Be true to yourself so that you know who you are. You can see your face. Remove the mask. Okay? Now, for others of you, we have the Chariot in reverse in the past, and we have the Hierophant in the current energies. So in the past, there might have been some issues growing up for some of you. Maybe your childhood was filled with situations and environments and scenarios that were not advantageous to a healthy, positive relationship. Okay? And as a result of that, in the past, maybe you had to leave home and you didn't want to. Okay? Or maybe, you had to look for things, leave and find a new home because this home was not quite what home was supposed to feel like. The current energy, though, is the Hierophant. So this could be talking about how you felt within. I'm getting your energy is all about you and with what's going on within you with this Mercury retrograde energy. Yeah, because you weren't at home with yourself at first. Your head and your heart were not aligned with the Chariot in reverse in the past. It could have been from issues from childhood. But it looks like with the Hierophant in reverse in the current energy, you are now at home with who you are. And remember, the Hierophant is the number 5. And look at the number at the top. Okay? So this is interesting in reference to prosperity. So being your true authentic self, tapping into your energy. Now is a good time to meditate. to pull out your creative, tap into your creative imagination, okay? And look at, maybe there's some projects you put on the shelf that shelved only because maybe you didn't have time. Mercury retrograde is all about that time. So look at those projects that you looked at, that you put on the shelf and you said, oh, I'll get to that later. Maybe some of you want to tap into your spiritual energy. You are super intuitive right now. Okay, so this would be a great time for you to do that. Okay, so maybe some of you want to tap into your higher self to find out what is authentic to you. What's a great way for you to make money? Okay, so this is good energy for that right now. And again, you don't want to take any action to make any plans right now. You just want to make the plans so that when this energy clears the first and second week of April, you'll be able to look back at the thoughts and the ideas and the notes that you put together and tweak them accordingly, and then move forward. Because again, this energy is all about illusions. Maybe you won't see something as clearly as you will once these energies clear at the end of March. All right? This is why it's a time for you to just write things down, just make plans. Now, let's talk about the protection message here. Because with the protection message here, it says that there are times when what is familiar and known is not the best choice. Human beings are memory-driven creatures. We all look for certainty, for what we know, even if its qualities we seek in others and in external conditions are expressed as unhealthy. Okay? So what it's saying here is that avoid being too eager to find home. Okay? Choose something unfamiliar and trust that there you will find a new normal that supports your spirit. Remember, if you do what you did, you'll get what you got. Do the opposite of what feels right, even if it's uncomfortable. Because what feels right is really what feels familiar. And you will attract and be drawn to the very things you don't want anymore. This time will not be different unless you do something different. So in reference to protecting yourself in these energies, to continue your evolutionary growth, you have to be authentic to yourself, be true to yourself. We already talked about that in reference to love and prosperity. But as far as protecting yourself, you definitely have to be true to yourself. Okay? What you want to do is, when it comes to dealing with other people, we have the Five of Swords here in the past. And in the current energy, we have the Page of Cups reverse. So in the past, it looks like, you were in situations or scenarios where you were in situations that weren't good for you. You were in these situations or dealt with these people because they were people that you were familiar with. Okay, they were, especially if you guys moved away. If you moved away from home, when you moved away from home, or if you are moving away from home, you want to navigate away from things and people, environments that you used to. So, for example, if you were all about hanging out at bars, knowing damn well that you shouldn't be out and drunk in public, this could be what this Five of Swords is representing in the past. Okay? The current energy is the Page of Cups in reverse. You don't love that anymore. That's not a part of you anymore. Because you're comfortable with who you are and you're not hiding or masking what it is that you want. Okay, so for some of you, this could be you not drinking anymore with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, or Page of Cups in reverse. So you're staying away from those bars. You're staying away from those environments where you'll be tempted to drink. You're staying away from those environments where you'll want to be around people who drink. That's a hypothetical situation. Now, another protection message is with the Nine of Pentacles in the past and the Five of Pentacles in reverse in the current. In the past, you were financially stable with the Nine of Pentacles. You were independent. You paid your own bills. You had your own money. You were able to live comfortably. All right. Anybody who's able to buy exotic pets like this are living comfortable. Okay. So this is what it was for you in the past. Okay. With this current energy here, you have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. You may have gone through some rough patches, okay, financially, but you're at home now. Your financial situation is going to get better. With the Five of Pentacles in reverse, things are going to get better. Don't worry, okay? For some of you, you may be going back home. In the past, you were away, making money, doing your thing, but the current energy, some of you are literally coming back home because you may have to attend to a sick relative or a sick family member or friend. Okay? With this energy here, as far as your protection, you want to be careful about going to environments or going into environments and situations where it's going to drain you financially, where it's going to cause you to, because here with the prosperity, with the Ten of Pentacles, in the past you were good financially, some of you were, all right, but the current energy was you were giving too much to people and it put you in upside down, okay, and for you to avoid that, again, you want to be careful about who you're spending money on and what you're spending money on. You're a very generous spirit. You're a water sign, so you're gonna do whatever you can most times. All right, but you have to be careful financially. For others of you, we have the Three of Cups in reverse for the past energy, and the current energy is the King of Swords in reverse. So, in reference to protection and no place like home, with the Three of Cups in reverse, this is energy that talks about gossip, too much partying, no support. Okay, so for some of you, maybe that's why, you had some financial difficulty because you were partying too much. Okay, maybe because you were just trying to make yourself feel at home. You were trying to blend in or fit in. Okay, trying to be accepted in different environments where you felt that being the authentic you would have been a problem. Okay, so for some of you, maybe you didn't have any support where you were. Okay, but with the current energy with the King of Swords in reverse here, this energy here, it's like you realize that this energy is corrupt energy, especially partying and drinking excessively. You realize that that's not home for you anymore. That type of energy is not home for you anymore. So you're assessing that and you're looking at that, and with the King of Swords in reverse energy, you realize that this is not any good for you. Okay, you're not thinking. When you start drinking, you don't think logically. Okay, and it puts you in a state of where you can't be true and authentic to yourself. It puts you in a state of mind where it alters your true authenticity and who you truly are. Okay, so the universe is saying that these are the things you need to watch out for during these energies. Escapism is something that you want to be careful with, especially with the illusions and all of the dreamy energy in your house. Unfortunately, Pisces could be those who experience addictions more so than a lot of people because of this energy that you have. So you want to be very careful not to get caught up in a lot of drugs and things. A lot of people are going to have negative karma and they're going to try to cope that pain somehow. So escapism is really prevalent right now, where people are going to be using all types of things to try to heal their pain. Drugs, drinking, smoking, whatever. So you got to be very careful that if you're somebody who's recovering, or if you're somebody who maybe when you're under the influence you're not your best self, that you be careful that you don't put yourself in a position where people can take advantage of you, lie to you, where you're already drunk and someone's lying to you, telling you something, and it might put you in danger. Okay, you got to be careful because you can run into some very corrupt people when you're in that state of mind. Okay, so I hope this resonated with you, Pisces. Please let me know by clicking the like button. If you know someone who can use this energy, please share it with them. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I would love to be able to provide you some weekly updates, which is what I do. And I see you guys next reading. Peace out.